All right, let's just jump right in. I want you to imagine something for a second. Your entire digital life. Everything you've ever built online, just gone. And I'm not talking about it happening over a day or even an hour. We're talking about 30 seconds. And here's the crazy part. It's not because you were hacked. It's not because your data was stolen. No, it's something much, much simpler and honestly, kind of more terrifying. Poof, just switched off. Your files, your money, your friends, everything just gone. Wiped out by some automated, faceless decision. And that's because there's this really uncomfortable truth we all have to face. And this is the quote that really gets to the heart of it. You don't actually own your digital life. You're just renting it. Think about that. We're all basically just tenants, and the landlords can kick us out whenever they want, for whatever reason they want. But what if we could become owners? That's what we're gonna get into today. Okay, so let's start with what we're calling the deplatforming risk. This is the big, shaky foundation that our entire online world is built on. So let me ask you this, and I want you to be honest with yourself. What would actually happen if tomorrow you just lost access to every single one of your online accounts? Like for real, what would you do? For most of us, let's be real, it would be a total shutdown. Your Google account, gone. All your cloud storage, your photos, your documents, gone. Your payment ops, can't use them. Social media, locked out. This isn't just a pain in the neck, it's a full-blown catastrophe. And look, this isn't some science fiction scenario we're talking about for the future. This is happening right now. People are getting their bank accounts frozen. Content creators are getting wiped off platforms overnight. And it's all happening because of these invisible algorithms that are just enforcing terms of service that, let's be honest, none of us had ever actually read. And you've got these three huge forces that are basically taking over. You've got the centralized cloud, a few big players running everything. You've got AI watching everything. And you've got big institutions controlling all the data. These three things are coming together to create this perfect storm, a system where your entire digital life is literally hanging by a thread. And that brings us to the most important takeaway here. You know that idea of the internet as this open, decentralized place? Well, it's mostly an illusion. Because underneath it all, there's a hidden system of control. So let's go ahead and pull back that curtain. Okay, so here's the root of the problem. A massive chunk of the entire internet is running on servers owned by just a handful of companies. It's like finding out that half the buildings in your city were all built by the same person using the same single blueprint. It makes the whole system incredibly fragile. And because everything is so centralized, there's this chilling side effect. Pretty much every single service you and I use has a secret kill switch built into it, an off button. And the scary part, someone else has their finger on it. So who's got their finger on that button? Well, it's the big institutions. And you have to understand, their number one goal isn't protecting your privacy. It's not about your freedom, it's about compliance. They have to follow regulations, listen to governments, and enforce their own internal policies. So if you're looking for real digital freedom, you just can't put all your eggs in their basket. All right, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? How do we fix this? Well, that brings us to a really cool idea, a blueprint for digital independence called the sovereignty stack. Think of it like building a house with three essential layers. The foundation, layer one, is encrypted hardware. We're talking about devices you can physically hold, like a personal server or a hardware wallet. Your data lives with you, not in some corporate cloud. Then, layer two is offshore infrastructure. This means using servers located in countries that actually care about privacy, places outside that central control system. And finally, layer three, the roof, is your non-custodial digital identity. This is the key. It means your accounts and your assets are controlled only by you. You and only you hold the keys. And when you put all those layers together, the result is pretty amazing. Your digital life is suddenly resilient. It's not fragile anymore. It can't just be switched off. It becomes portable and, well, borderless. It goes where you go, no matter what. But all the tech in the world doesn't matter without the right mindset. The biggest change here isn't about hardware or software, it's about how you think. See, for decades, we've all been taught what you could call the platform mindset. We've been trained to believe that convenience is the most important thing, and we've traded away our control to get it. The sovereign mindset completely flips that. It says, wait a minute, Control is actually more important than convenience. Because real security, the kind that lasts, comes from being in control, not from using a slick platform that could boot you at any moment.
Look, at the end of the day, it's pretty simple. If you don't control your infrastructure, you just don't control your future. Every single platform you rely on is another person who can say no to you. It's another gatekeeper standing between you and your own life.
And you know what? This isn't just theory. This shift is already happening. The smartest people are starting to treat their digital presence like a financial portfolio. They're diversifying. They're building in resilience because they know the world is getting more and more unpredictable.
And I'll leave you with this thought. The next decade is going to be defined by a really simple divide. You're either going to be someone who owns their digital world or someone who's still just renting it. Most people won't even see this coming until it's too late, until the eviction notice has already been served. So the only question left to ask is, which side of that line are you going to be on?